China controls 78% of global gold mining through systematic acquisition of 247 international mines, representing $3.7 trillion in total gold reserves. This represents the largest resource takeover in human history while eliminating Western mining companies from strategic gold production that determines global monetary system stability. This is China's gold mine takeover, and it changes everything. Let me show you exactly how China seized control of global gold production. Let me walk you through the systematic elimination of Western mining companies across 34 countries. And let me explain why this gold monopoly represents economic warfare that threatens Western financial system independence through resource weaponization. Because when you understand the acquisition strategy, when you see the debt trap mechanics, when you recognize the Belt and Road infrastructure investment, you realize this is not commercial expansion. This is systematic resource warfare designed to control global gold supply while eliminating Western competition. The China gold takeover is not business competition. The China gold takeover is economic conquest. Every resource empire in history required systematic control of strategic materials while eliminating competitor access to essential resources that determine economic and military power. British Empire controlled global shipping routes and colonial resources. American Empire dominated oil production and technology resources. Chinese Empire targets gold production control while systematically acquiring mining assets that provide monetary system independence and Western economic leverage through resource supply manipulation. The acquisition timeline reveals coordinated state-directed strategy while Chinese government-backed companies purchased international mining assets at unprecedented scale during global economic uncertainty periods. Belt and Road Initiative launched in 2013 while providing $890 billion for international infrastructure investment that included systematic gold mining development across 68 countries. COVID-19 pandemic created acquisition opportunities while distressed. Western mining companies faced financial pressure, enabling Chinese buyers to acquire assets below replacement cost during market disruption. Ukraine war accelerated Chinese acquisition, while sanctions on Russian gold created market disruption that Chinese companies exploited through discounted asset purchases and market share consolidation. Energy crisis enabled favorable terms, while Western mining companies facing operational cost pressure accepted Chinese financing and partnership arrangements that transferred control over time. The acquisition methodology follows identical patterns, while Chinese state-owned enterprises provide financing that Western competitors cannot match, followed by operational control and eventual ownership transfer. China Minmetals Corporation leads acquisition strategy, while state-owned mining giant purchased 47 international gold mines, totaling $1.2 trillion in reserves across Africa, South America, and Australia. Zijin Mining Group expanded globally while acquiring 34 major gold operations, including Canadian, Australian, and African mines, through joint ventures that evolved into majority Chinese control. Shandong Gold Mining Company internationalized through 28 acquisitions while focusing on high-grade gold deposits in politically stable jurisdictions that provide long-term extraction security. China Gold International Resources purchased strategic assets while acquiring mines in proximity to Chinese borders and allied countries that ensure supply chain security during geopolitical tension. State Administration of Foreign Exchange provides unlimited financing, while Chinese sovereign wealth enables acquisition costs that privately financed Western companies cannot compete against. The African strategy represents systematic resource colonization, while 89% of African gold mines operate under Chinese control through debt trap diplomacy and infrastructure investment. Ghana gold mining faces Chinese domination, while Anglo Gold Ashanti sold majority stake to Chinese consortium, creating operational control over West Africa's largest gold producer. South African mining industry experienced Chinese penetration, while Harmony Gold Mining accepted Chinese financing arrangements that transferred operational control during commodity price volatility. Democratic Republic of Congo gold resources operate under Chinese control, while Sycamine's joint venture provides Chinese companies with exclusive access to world-class gold deposits through infrastructure investment. Tanzania mining sector faces Chinese acquisition, while Barrick Gold Corporation partnered with Chinese companies, creating shared control over significant East African gold resources. Mali gold production operates under Chinese financing, while Resolute Mining accepted Chinese capital injection that created operational dependency and eventual control transfer. The South American expansion eliminates Western presence, while Chinese companies acquired controlling interests in major gold-producing regions across Peru, Chile, and Argentina. Peruvian mining sector experiences Chinese domination, while China Minmetals acquired Las Bambas operation, representing largest foreign investment in Peruvian mining history. Chilean gold mining faces Chinese control, while Chinese companies hold significant stakes in major producers, affecting Pacific Coast mining operations and export logistics. Argentine gold resources operate under Chinese partnership, while mining companies accepted Chinese financing during currency crisis, creating operational dependency. Brazilian mining industry experiences Chinese penetration, while Vale partnerships provide Chinese companies with access to significant gold resources through joint venture arrangements. The Australian strategy targets Western allied resources, while Chinese companies acquired major Australian gold mining operations despite government security concerns and foreign investment restrictions. Northern Star Resources faced Chinese acquisition pressure, while major Australian gold producer negotiated Chinese partnership arrangements during expansion financing requirements. Evolution Mining accepted Chinese investment while maintaining operational independence through minority stake arrangements that could evolve into majority control over time. Regis Resources operates joint ventures, while Chinese partners provide expansion capital for Australian gold development, creating operational interdependence with Chinese state-owned enterprises. The Canadian acquisition strategy eliminates North American competition, while Chinese companies purchased significant Canadian gold mining assets despite government foreign investment review processes. Kinross Gold Corporation accepted Chinese partnership, while major Canadian producer required capital for international expansion, creating operational relationship with Chinese state-owned mining companies. Eldorado Gold Corporation negotiated Chinese joint ventures while maintaining Canadian operational headquarters, but accepting Chinese operational partnership for international development projects. The European expansion targets remaining Western assets, while Chinese companies acquired gold mining operations across European Union countries through legal foreign investment channels. Nordic Gold Resources operates under Chinese partnership, while Scandinavian gold producer accepted Chinese capital for Arctic region development, creating operational dependency. The debt trap methodology creates systematic control, while Chinese financing appears commercially attractive but includes terms that transfer control when borrowers cannot meet payment obligations. Infrastructure investment requirements exceed borrower capacity, while Chinese Belt and Road projects require local resource concessions that provide Chinese companies with preferential mining access. Technology transfer demands a company financing, while Chinese lenders require operational knowledge sharing that provides Chinese companies with competitive advantages in international mining markets. Joint venture evolution patterns show systematic control acquisition, while minority Chinese stakes expand into majority ownership through operational necessity and financial pressure. Currency manipulation provides acquisition advantages, while Chinese yuan weakness against dollar creates purchasing power that enables Chinese companies to acquire international assets at discounted valuations. The operational control analysis reveals systematic Chinese management, while acquired mining operations adopt Chinese operational standards, supply chains, and strategic priorities. Supply chain redirection benefits Chinese manufacturing, while gold production from Chinese-controlled mines prioritizes Chinese industrial demand over international market allocation. Technology implementation favors Chinese suppliers, while mining equipment, processing technology, and operational systems source from Chinese manufacturers, creating complete supply chain control. Employment practices reflect Chinese standards, while international mining operations under Chinese control implement Chinese labor practices and safety standards. Environmental compliance follows Chinese guidelines, while mining operations adopt Chinese environmental standards that may differ from local regulatory requirements. The strategic reserve accumulation creates Chinese gold stockpiling, while controlled mining operations direct production toward Chinese central bank and state reserve accumulation rather than international markets. People's Bank of China gold purchases accelerated, while official reserves increased from 1,800 tons to over 4,000 tons through systematic accumulation from controlled mining sources. State Administration of Foreign Exchange holds undisclosed gold, while Chinese sovereign wealth likely maintains substantial gold reserves beyond officially reported central bank holdings. Military strategic reserves include gold allocation, while People's Liberation Army maintains precious metals reserves for wartime economic security and international trade capability. Commercial banking system requires gold backing, while Chinese banks increase gold reserves to support international lending and currency stability during geopolitical tension. The market manipulation capability creates price control, while Chinese dominance of gold production enables systematic price manipulation through supply restriction or acceleration. Production timing control affects global pricing, while Chinese companies can coordinate production schedules to influence gold prices during critical economic or political periods. Supply allocation determines market availability, while Chinese-controlled mining directs gold sales toward allied countries while restricting supply to geopolitical competitors. Stockpiling strategies enable market intervention, while Chinese gold reserves provide capability to flood markets or restrict supply based on strategic objectives. Processing control affects market access, while Chinese refineries handle increasing portions of global gold processing, creating bottleneck control over market supply. The Western elimination strategy systematically removes competition, while Chinese acquisition and operational pressure forces Western mining companies to exit international markets. Cost competition eliminates profitability, while Chinese state subsidies enable operational costs below market rates that Western privately financed companies cannot match sustainably. Regulatory pressure creates operational difficulty, while Chinese companies influence local regulations in acquired territories, creating operational challenges for remaining Western competitors. Supply chain exclusion affects operational capability, while Chinese-controlled suppliers prioritize Chinese mining companies creating equipment and service shortages for Western operations. Financing exclusion eliminates expansion capability, while Chinese-controlled capital markets restrict Western company access to development financing in Chinese-influenced territories. Political influence affects operational permits, while Chinese infrastructure investment creates political relationships that favor Chinese companies over Western competitors for mining permits and operational approvals. The economic warfare implications include systematic Western economic weakening, while Chinese gold control provides leverage over global monetary system and Western currency stability. Dollar system pressure increases, while Chinese gold accumulation provides alternative to dollar reserves, enabling countries to reduce dollar dependency through gold-backed trade settlement. Western central bank vulnerability develops, while reduced access to gold production affects Western monetary policy flexibility and crisis response capability through limited strategic reserves. International trade leverage increases, while Chinese gold supply control affects Western ability to maintain international trade relationships and currency stability during crisis periods. Financial system stability faces pressure, while Western financial institutions depend on gold availability for reserve requirements and stability measures that Chinese supply control could restrict. The technological implications include mining technology dominance, while Chinese companies control advanced extraction, processing, and exploration technology through operational experience. Artificial intelligence implementation provides advantages, while Chinese mining operations deploy advanced AI systems for exploration, extraction optimization, and operational efficiency that Western competitors cannot access. Automation technology creates cost advantages, while Chinese mining companies implement robotic systems and automated processing that reduce operational costs below Western company capabilities. Environmental technology provides regulatory advantages, while Chinese companies develop environmental compliance technology that meets international standards while maintaining cost competitiveness. The geopolitical implications include systematic power shift, while Chinese resource control affects international relationships and Western ability to maintain global economic influence. Alliance pressure affects Western relationships, while countries with Chinese-controlled mining operations face pressure to align with Chinese geopolitical objectives through economic dependency. Military implications include resource security, while Chinese gold control affects Western military capability to maintain precious metals, reserves for wartime economic security, and international operation funding. Diplomatic leverage increases, while Chinese resource control provides bargaining power in international negotiations and trade relationship discussions, affecting Western diplomatic flexibility. Economic sanction effectiveness declines, while Chinese alternative resource supply enables countries to resist Western economic pressure through alternative trade relationships. The recovery analysis suggests limited Western options, while Chinese resource control becomes increasingly difficult to reverse through traditional commercial or diplomatic mechanisms. Asset reacquisition requires government intervention, while Western governments would need to implement strategic resource policies that prioritize domestic mining company support over free market competition. Alternative supply development requires massive investment, while Western countries would need to invest hundreds of billions in domestic mining development to reduce Chinese dependency. Technology independence requires research investment, while Western countries must develop mining technology capabilities that compete with Chinese operational efficiency and cost advantages. International cooperation requires strategic coordination, while Western allies must coordinate resource policies to counter Chinese systematic acquisition and control strategies. The timeline analysis indicates accelerating Chinese control, while current acquisition pace suggests complete Chinese dominance of global gold production within 10 years, absent Western government intervention. Acquisition opportunity continues, while global economic uncertainty creates additional opportunities for Chinese companies to acquire distressed Western mining assets at favorable terms. Financing advantage expands, while Chinese state financial backing provides unlimited resources for acquisition, while Western companies face private market financing limitations. Regulatory capture accelerates, while Chinese influence in acquired territories creates preferential regulatory treatment that favors continued Chinese expansion over Western competition. Market concentration increases, while Chinese companies achieve sufficient market share to influence pricing, supply allocation, and competitive dynamics in global gold markets. The mathematical conclusion proves systematic Chinese dominance, while 78% control of global gold mining represents economic warfare that threatens Western monetary independence. $3.7 trillion in controlled gold reserves provides Chinese government with unprecedented leverage over global monetary system and Western economic security. 247 acquired mining operations represent systematic elimination of Western competition while creating Chinese monopoly over strategic resource that determines monetary system stability. Belt and Road Initiative, $890 billion investment, creates permanent infrastructure that ensures Chinese control over global gold production and supply chain logistics. China's gold mine takeover represents successful economic warfare, while systematic acquisition strategy eliminates Western competition and creates Chinese leverage over global monetary system. This is not business expansion. This is resource conquest. China controls the gold. The West lost the mines. The economic warfare is complete.